The Naira plunged to new lows on the parallel markets as dwindling reserves and dollar inflows have made it difficult for the Central Bank of Nigeria to fund corporate and individual demand for the greenback. According to Abubakar Mohammed, Chief Executive Officer of Forward Marketing Bureau de Change Limited, the local currency weakened to 1,030 Naira per dollar on Wednesday from 1,015 Naira the previous day. Also, capital inflows into the West African nation dropped 33% from a year ago to $1 billion in the 3 months through June. In addition, external reserves fell to two-year low of $33.2 billion. Joining us to speak more on this is financial analyst Muktar Mohammed. Thank you very much for joining us, Muktar. In August, the CBN credited the Naira's fast decline versus the dollar on the division of remittances from Nigerians living abroad to the parallel market. 2 months later, the situation has gotten worse. What could be responsible for this?
Well, I think the same thing is still responsible. One of those things is Nigerians in the diaspora remittance is still going to the parallel market, and the government have not been able to meet legitimate demands from the importers, and so they have to also go to the parallel market. That put pressure on the parallel market. So the economic term of demand and supply comes to play in there, and so definitely you get the kind of pressure the Naira is going through at the moment. We have remittance from Nigerians in terms of FS comes through, and remittance from diaspora remittance, crude oil sales, also foreign investors, both portfolio and direct foreign investors. As it stands now, I think crude oil sales seems to be the only remittance that goes directly into the Federation accounts. And because of the oil theft that is happening in Niger Delta, we are not getting those remittance like we used to get it. So definitely that makes the reserve to be low also. And then again, like I said, again, the importers, they still have to import their goods into the country. And the SMEs also that want to supply things to their customers want a seamless process, and that is not being gotten through the banks. You have to fill it from wherever you said maybe the number there is about number 350. So they will rather go to the parallel market. So that's why we are seeing those pressures, and we see the Naira keep on depreciating, especially in the parallel market.
The new CBN governor is yet to make any public statement concerning the continual crash of the Naira since he assumed office. Isn't this worrisome?
No, I don't think so. He has made a statement, I think, during his confirmation. He said that he will make sure that all payments are done, especially that to the banks and also to investors, especially the airlines. But up to now, he has not made any statement. Again, before then, remember that the previous administration of the acting CBN governor have promised that in 2 weeks, which is almost a month plus now, that the $10 billion that they are owing banks will be paid back to them to beef up liquidity so that they will begin to meet up PTEs and then school fees for Nigerians abroad. But up to this moment, that has not been done. I'm sure it's better to just keep silent than make those statements that will come with action rather than just keep on saying and nothing is happening. So I think I understand what he's trying to do. Maybe he's just trying to watch this space before making any statements.
Finance Minister Wale, I beg your pardon, Edu, recently blamed the $6.8 billion of overdue forward payments in the foreign exchange market as responsible. Do you agree with his assertion?
Yes, I agree. It's part of it. And that is why when the CBN governor came in, he said that would be one of the first things he would target, try making sure that he finished payment of these forward deals. And again, when you look at those deals, there are also deals from foreign investors, either through the equity market or through treasury bills or through, like I said, the airline companies. And when you don't do this, you are creating panic in the system. And so the system will not attract FX. All policy that the government has done thus far is towards adding liquidity in the system, but the fundamentals are still very, very weak, and so the investors are not coming. So I cannot but agree with what he just said.
Are speculators posing or causing more harm to the system, or is it just a case of demand and supply?
There's no how speculators come to the system to correct the system. Speculators, what we call them speculators, they take advantage of the system so that they can make more profit. So as it stands now, we have those speculators there, like I said, especially in the parallel market, and then the demand and supply side also in the official market. I just told you about import exporters, I mean, especially exporters, I mean, importers that are not able to get FX to import goods that are needed here in Nigeria. So definitely both are playing a role in what we are saying, but I think mostly it's been driven by speculators now, because if you remember, the Bank of America have even said that the Naira assistance now is undervalued, and we can't but agree with that. When you look at what is really driving the Naira to 1,000 plus, is it demand or is it based on speculators? But when you look at it, you realize that it's driven by speculation, and those speculation is because of demand and supply. Those demand and supplies are not because of lack of liquidity, especially in the official market. So definitely those two factors are working, and when you have two factors like that working at the same time in the market, what we are seeing is what you always see in any market in the world.
Thank you very much for speaking with us.
My pleasure.